Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. We're your hosts, the Admiral, King Kansas, here to bring you another, or our first, I guess together, ever, podcast episode. He's saluting you guys. He's excited to be here. I'm excited the Admiral's here. Finally, I can do a podcast episode and not talk to myself and feel like I'm crazy, or you need to stick me in a crazy house. Admiral, I appreciate you being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure, King.
We'll see how long it's going to last, because, you know, you might decide to open your door and run for your life.
Wow.
You know?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. I think it's going to be a good one, though. I'm excited today.
Good. Admiral, the only advice that the King's going to give you is just go with the flow. All right? There's no real structure. Even though we got paper and notes in front of us because we're old, we got to remember certain things, okay? We're not young little lads. You know, as you can see, the King's beard's getting gray, so I can only tell you how old he is. Admiral, he's ageless. You don't even know how old he is.
Ah, that's a nice compliment.
You know?
Thank you.
You look young. Pretty soon, he's going to be a different person sitting beside me, man. He's on a strict regimen. You might even not recognize him. Hopefully, you're not going to recognize me either, but most likely, he's going to succeed. I don't know about the King. Anyways, guys, you guys know the drill with the podcast in the past. We're going to try and tackle, I guess, hot topics, news, rumors, whatever in the world of TV and movie entertainment. We're going to try our best to discuss topics, whatever we feel like. And, of course, we're bringing you new segments like the Admiral Session reviews, when he's going to do a deep dive, or somewhat of a deep dive.
Somewhat of a deep dive, somewhat.
You know, because we don't want to be forever, and the King's going to have a beard like Moses here.
Going to do a summary.
He's going to do what he needs to do. That's his segment. He's more than glad to bring it your way, and maybe you're going to learn something like me, because guaranteed, I have no clue about Star Wars. Yes, I do. Not as much as this guy. This guy is the encyclopedia of Star Wars. You don't need George Lucas and whatever you want to call it. You got this, man. You got the Admiral, okay? Anyways, let's get to the hot topics, okay? First thing, Admiral, that I want to discuss is a couple of trailers. You know, some trailers that dropped not only this past week, or pretty much month, because this is our first one, right? Even last month. The one trailer that we need to talk about, because everybody's been bugging the King, and probably be bugging you too, is to get your thoughts on James Gunn's new Superman and his trailer. What did you think? Did you like what you saw? Tell all the people on YouTube land what you think.
I did. I liked it. I think that I've said this before, it's interesting that it's an established story already. Mm-hmm. It's not a backstory. It seems that the trailer has very good rhythm. The special effects look very good. I'm looking forward to the storyline. I think there's a good set of actors there. It's got a great director. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait. I loved what I saw. The suit, it's kind of growing on me. I'm not too fond, unless it's
a little different.
Do you think they're going to, with the whole suit thing, because I know these people are crying about it on YouTube land. Do you think that suit is what he starts off with, and then eventually he'll change into something a little bit more what we like or used to? Yeah, like, is that going to be his starter suit, and then he's going to, you know, get an upgrade?
Not sure, because I think
it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but again, it's not an origin story, so it's already established. It might upgrade, but for the most part, the Admiral's going to probably say no on that one.
Okay. You know, hey, you never know until we see the thing. Trailer looked good to me.
Could be wrong, though, right?
Love the way they portrayed Superman. I love him as Superman. Like, it's growing. You know me, I'm a Henry Cavill guy. Lois looks good, the actress who's portraying. We even got Crypto in this thing. So, yeah. I don't know. It looks good. We're going to get an introduction of... Yes, he does. We got a big introduction of different characters, but people are crying. There's too many people in there. How many people were in Avengers, guys? And you guys are crying how many people there is in this movie? Relax.
It's a superhero movie, guys.
James Gunn knows what he's doing. He did Guardians, a little movie called Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think that, but we're overly excited, and we'll definitely be watching that in theaters. Okay, Admiral.
Yeah.
I know this is not really your cup of tea, so I'm trying to convince you people at home. You convince this man. He needs to start watching this. I think he's watched it, but he's not really keen. He's a little older and wise. He doesn't want to watch all this people doing some damage. King's babbling again. We watched the Daredevil Born Again trailer. It's coming out March 4th. I love what I saw. Did you like what you saw?
I like the dialogue. I really love Vincent D'Onofrio.
Glad he's back.
He's great as Kingpin. I like the interaction. I don't like the gratuitous violence, guys, and the bone breaking and like the graphic violence. I'm not a huge on blood.
No.
I believe a lot in ambiguity and leaving things up to the imaginations, because sometimes less is more. But again, everyone's got their own opinion about that. For me, not too big on that, so I kind of tend to steer away.
Did you like the overall appearance,
I did.
Admiral?
I
Did it
did.
look good? Did it look like it's going to do well?
Yeah.
To me, it looks like it's going to be good.
It looks like it's going to be pretty intense too. Like not just violence wise, but story wise.
Yes, story driven.
And seeing John Bernthal as Frank Castle, the Punisher, coming in there again.
Oh yeah, I love that part.
And that was pretty cool.
We got Foggy back. We got the whole original cast is back. All I know, it's 5 years later. So I want to see where all these characters are in their lives. Is Foggy dead? Is he alive? We don't know, because the way they edit the trailers, we have no clue. But I think we're in for let's see if it's going to be as violent or less violent. You're hoping that they mellow down, because there's more story to be told.
I don't think it's going to mellow down.
You know what?
So.
Sign me up. I'll be covering it. This guy, I don't know. We'll see. He has other serious stuff to follow in and report back to all of us about. Okay, guys? Okay, the next thing now. This is he can tolerate this because it's a little bit toned down. The new Captain America trailer. What do you think
I'm
of
excited
with that?
I'm excited about that one.
Oh, can't wait to see that with you.
I'm actually doing a rewatch of
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier right now. Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm
finding
that I like it a lot on the second watch through. I watched the trailer for the Brave New World, and I thought it looks very good, actually.
Good. He's like the Admiral, guys. He's not like the King. The King likes to watch everything. He likes to be surprised. He wants to walk in the theater surprised. I had to twist his arm to watch these trailers. He's the kind of guy, he wants to go in with no bias. He just wants to watch and then comment. He doesn't want no trailer to influence the way he feels walking in. But he's starting to come. He's doing it because he needs to, in order to bring you guys his opinion ahead of time.
If I like something, I like something. If I don't like something, I don't like something.
So no trailer is going to change his mind.
Yeah, I've seen great trailers that have turned into dumpster fires.
Yes,
in the theater,
and vice versa.
Right? So
Transformers.
Shots fired, everyone.
Not only Transformers, we're talking about the Michael Bay, but we're talking about even Transformers 1. What misjustice that was, eh?
That trailer it threw me off.
100%. What I showed you that day.
But that movie was great, guys.
Perfect example.
If you haven't seen Transformers 1, watch it. It's really good. And it really, really, really explains the backstory really well.
There you go.
And it'll please the Generation 1 fans. Actually, it'll please all the Generation of fans. It touches the spectrum,
Admiral,
so it's good.
If you can impress me, then it'll impress you guys.
Especially on Transformers, because you're a big Transformer guy.
That's my cup of tea.
That's your thing.
That's my thing. And honest to God, I was surprised, Admiral. Okay, the last trailer I want to talk, which I don't think you haven't seen, but I told you the gist of the story. There's a little movie called Drop, okay? And that one, guys, the best way I can describe it is when something goes wrong on a first date, this is the movie. Basically, it's a widow who goes on a first date thinking she's trying to get back into the dating pool. She goes to dinner with this guy she met for the first time, and she gets a phone call. It almost reminds me of When a Stranger Calls. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I saw that one.
It's kind of like that, but a date movie. And she needs to do stuff because, unfortunately, the person who's on the other line or on the phone...
blackmailing her with stuff.
Exactly. We got your family. We need you to hurt the person you're dating with. And that's
you don't do it, this is what's going to happen.
It looks like the whole movie takes place in one location. So it's where this restaurant is that all this stuff goes. So it's one of those whodunit. Even Trap. Have you watched Trap?
No. Can't say I have.
Oh my God. That one takes place at a music concert. And it's about this guy who they're trying to corner and get because he's doing a lot of evil things. I'll leave it at that.
Sounds interesting.
Go check it out. Good movie. Okay, so that's the trailers. Now, Admiral, I want to get into the good, juicy stuff.
Here we go. Let's go.
You can jump into this, okay?
Let's go.
That's right. You warm up in there, even though it feels like an oven in here.
Get the heat on.
No, we're good. Leave it alone. It's fine. His beard, I think it's just the sunlight. Anyways, getting a tan out of it. Okay. I want to talk about some casting news / rumors, okay?
Here we go.
This is going to be his cup of tea because it deals with his neck of the woods too. The first stuff I want to talk about is stuff that we know that is for sure. You guys probably heard, I don't know if you're excited, the Admiral kind of looked at me, he's like, okay, sure. Jason Momoa again casted in the DCU as Lobo. And he's going to be in the Supergirl movie. That's where he's going to make his first appearance. What are your thoughts? Good idea, bad idea?
I think good casting. I mean, like,
he has the
would
look.
suit the role.
He has the look.
I can't see why it would fail.
No.
I mean,
his personality, everything. And I'm not a Lobo fan. I would never have been. Have you been a Lobo? Do you know what's going on with the comic book character?
Not too much. No, to me, it was like
the
big one.
The
it was
other
a filler,
Wolverine.
You know, it was like a filler.
Yeah, it's like the other Wolverine to me. I don't know. That's what I felt he was, the DC version.
One of the things the Admiral is always concerned about when it comes to, you know, seeing superhero crossover movies is being able to get over them being the other character. You know,
especially
I like to see
DC.
fresh faces. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and just to lead into maybe Josh Brolin as well. There's rumors that he wants to be Darkseid, right? As well.
Thanos.
He's already Thanos, right?
Yeah.
So it's I have an issue. You know, it worked in Captain America's sense with what's his name there, who played the Human Torch in
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. So, you know, in that sense, it worked. You know, because that first Fantastic Four movie was just a dumpster fire. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest. Let's just say that. I still enjoyed it though.
Yeah, second one was a little bit
Jessica Alba's in that one. So the King's good with that.
But again, like, the crossover, the multi-bridge universe. You know, I'm not big on that personally. You might be, but for the Admiral, I don't really like it.
You know, it is too, Admiral. When a person's in a particular role for more than 1 or 2 or 3 years or movies or whatever, you associate that person and his face to a particular character. And for you now to tell us, he's not Aquaman anymore, and then he's Lobo, or Josh Brolin, he ain't Thanos
anymore.
He's Darkseid. No, man. I don't know. It doesn't click in my brain.
I get they're different universes, but still, like, you know, like with Cap, it worked though. With Captain America, he was great as Captain America. I thought, because
I'm telling you, when he first got casted as Captain America, that guy is that Joker.
But
Chris
then
Evans?
We all forgot about of course, in our ignorance, we forgot about Cap gets all juiced up.
There you
Stark's
go.
Machine,
and he sold it. He was Cap, right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
I bought into it. Captain America, my favorite MCU character. I don't care what anybody says. Too bad he's not around. Hopefully he'll end up coming back, but he might be showing up for an Avenger film down the road.
Oh, for sure.
Can't wait to see that. Captain Hydra. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Another casting news or whatever is this guy. He almost killed me. Jared Leto as Skeletor in the new live-action Master of the Universe. Please, Admiral, tell everybody your thoughts.
No, Skeletor needs to be older. I'm sorry.
Who did you want to cast?
I would love to see Gary Oldman in there. The guy is the character actor of the Millennium.
I can see that.
You can drop him in any role. He would be amazing as
100% he would.
I don't mean to beat a drum on an older guy, but Skeletor needs to be older. You know, they need to cast a little bit better. I know Jared Leto's he's a good actor, and I'm not shooting him, but I just don't think it's the right casting.
Okay, he's going to have the skull and all that makeup, prosthetics and stuff. The thing is, his voice. How are you going to do his voice?
They can use technology, but I doubt that they will.
No, he's going to use him. He's going to do what he did with the Joker. I hope he doesn't do any crazy stuff like that. That's what I'm worried about, you know? Like, it's hit and miss with him. Morbius and whatever.
I'm actually concerned with the He-Man movie. Like,
you don't think it's going to end up turning good? Or are they going to take liberties with their story?
I heard rumors with the storyline that I didn't like. And I don't know if they're true or not, because they're just rumors that you hear. You never know until the movie comes out, right?
Take it with a grain of salt,
So
people.
I heard that Prince Adam, He-Man, he's gonna have an origin in Earth.
Yes.
And then go to Eternia.
Yeah.
No! Make the movie on Eternia, please!
The Admiral is gonna...
No!
Admiral, we're going to war on that one.
I'm telling you, it's like, come on. Like, we already had the last Masters of the Universe with Dolph. Yeah. They had this musical key where they had to go to Earth and open a portal, and it's like, come on, man.
They've casted good actors and actresses to portray the characters, but again, why are they tweaking the origin stories? Why?
I just don't know. Like, I just have it on Eternia that he's in the kingdom there, and then have Man-at-Arms with him in Tila.
Do the whole movie on Eternia.
That, right? Exactly.
That's what you do. And then if you want to do a sequel, if it's successful, do it on Earth. I don't care.
Why do we need to start it on Earth? You know, or even do an origin story about Grayskull and how it started.
See, Admiral, you're worried about this film. I'm worried about Voltron, because you hear Henry Cavill and what are they going to do with Voltron, with the Lions?
That one, I have no idea how that's going to work.
But they're casted, particular actors. Like Henry Cavill wanted to do it. So I'm wondering, are they going to tweak the origin? What are they going to do with the Lions? Are they going to look like the Lions? Or are they going to do what they did with the Power Rangers reboot or whatever that was? And it looked so like...
I got a feeling you're not going to see the lines until maybe after
near the end.
The third act probably. I think it's going to be more character driven for the first little while, and then establishment of the antagonist.
I just want a good story, Admiral.
Well, let's hope.
Don't make it cheesy. Do not change. Don't all of a sudden make him come from somewhere else and someone made him and like whatever. Like I just hope. But he heard the master of Jared Leto as Skeletor, and he's like, no offense to Jared Leto. And he's scrawny too.
He's a good actor. I don't think it's good casting in my personal.
You could have put him as the Joker again. He's kind of like the Joker, Green Goblin, if you want to do like crazy. You don't put him as Skeletor. I
just can't see it, but you know what?
Hey, he might sell us.
I hope they prove me wrong.
I hope so too.
I'm hoping for this one because a lot of people have been waiting a lot of years for this movie.
Many.
I've been waiting for it. Like I've been a He-Man fan. It was my favorite toys when I grew up in the 80s. I had Grayskull. I had all the toys.
Had all of them, people.
I had the Snake Mountain. I had
everything.
And I loved it. I loved the cartoon. I didn't mind the Netflix shows. They got a little funky with some of the stuff.
I haven't seen there. They're on Netflix. I got to go back and watch that.
It's good to a point, but we can do another review on that one.
Okay. Yeah, on one of our podcasts, we'll jump in and kind of do that, a deep dive on an Admiral Session.
We'll do an Admiral Session on the He-Man Revelation.
Good idea. That's a good thing, yeah. I haven't seen them, and it'll be cool because I haven't watched an episode. For me to rewatch it with this guy and then go through it, good idea, Admiral. I think that would be good suggestion, Admiral. It's a good thing I brought you around, and you come up with some good ideas, once in a while, I don't know, but that's good. You
shave the head, shave the beard once in a while,
I'm afraid if I shave the beard, I'm going to lose my mind. I might have nothing left, Admiral. Anyways, guys, also, now we're going to jump into his neck of the woods, Star Wars, okay?
All right.
There's a couple of rumors going around for Ahsoka Season 2, okay? You got a particular Obi-Wan maybe showing up and Padme. And I have no clue with the timeline. So Admiral?
Ahsoka takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi when the New Republic has already been established, as well as Skeleton Crew, as well as Mandalorian. They all take place 5 ABY.
So so basically you're telling me that are they going to be able to fit them in? But if they do, how are they going to fit them in?
It would be done one of two ways.
Okay.
If they're going to bring Obi-Wan in, it's either going to be as a Force ghost appearing to Ahsoka, or as a flashback.
Okay.
Right? So they might have a flashback scene because you got to remember that Ahsoka was Anakin's apprentice, right?
Yes.
So
that I remember and I know.
So we may see a flashback scene that involved the three of them in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Or something as a Force ghost appearing to give advice.
Yeah, because I have no clue. How about Padme?
Padme would definitely be in a flashback. Flashback.
Okay.
Yeah. Or in a vision or something. So a manipulative vision or something. Okay,
so they still can work it into the show if they wanted to bring them back,
right? They could. You could utilize it as character development. Like, like if you watch the Clone Wars and you watch like Revenge of the Sith and all that, you understand the deep impact that Padme had on Vader.
Yeah.
And on Anakin, right? And she was a big part of his turn to the dark side because he was trying to save her from dying. And he thought that he could get the power from Palpatine
and do so.
Darth Plagueis' teachings to be able to stop her from dying. Right?
Yeah. To stop the visions he had in his head.
Yeah.
Was it visions?
Exactly. He was having nightmares implanted into his
head,
mind, right?
Thanks to that scumbag. Sorry, pardon my language. I never liked that guy. He's a very interesting. Okay. The other Star Wars thing I wanted to get across, because I just dropped literally a couple of days ago, guys. Well, I got it. Came across my face a couple of days ago. Is this whole Ryan Gosling rumors about the new movie that Sean Levy is supposed to be developing? We still don't know what movie, what era. We have no clue. But all we know that Ryan Gosling is rumored to maybe be a part of that movie.
Could be good. I heard some rumors about a Jedi origin movie.
Okay.
Like the first Jedi, how they were established. I'm wondering if it's that. I also know that Chris Pine is rumored for the Rogue Squadron movie.
Oh.
So they're making potentially Rogue Squadron, which would be about the squad of the X-Wing fighters.
The question I have to ask you, Admiral, based on Ryan Gosling, just his looks alone, because that's the only thing I can base this on, who does he resemble maybe in the Star Wars universe that you might think that maybe they're trying to put him in that role? Do you think maybe they're going to reboot Star Wars, which I hope they don't, like a young Luke Skywalker or Han Solo?
No.
Like amongst that, no?
No.
Anybody you could think of, if you do, because I don't know. I have no clue.
I think if anything,
Okay.
they're either going to go way back now.
Okay.
There's going to be a couple of things.
Which makes sense.
You need to understand that they just did the Acolyte, which bombed.
Well, that.
Right? And that takes place.
That was bad.
Yeah, that's
That
like
was
50 years before the events of the Phantom Menace, right?
Yeah.
And
that was
it's
bad.
Like, I won't comment on the show, but if I was going to say anything, they may have him as an offshoot Jedi from that period.
Okay.
Or maybe they'll go back to the High Republic times because they did some High Republic books. Or maybe if things are good, it would be going back to the Knights of the Old Republic times with, Darth Bane and all that stuff, right?
Hey.
And that would be great. Or you establish a new story that's
new characters, a new complete different everything from scratch.
They're talking about the Rey movie too. I've heard it's canceled now.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what they're doing. Disney's reshuffling everything because they're going through a lot of stuff. So I don't know if the Rey movie's going to happen. But we don't know. Who could I see him being? I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Maybe a smuggler. Could be a Jedi.
I could see him as a smuggler, like a Han Solo type character.
I could too.
Know?
I could see him
in that role because I see him because he has that
like
look.
A rough and tumble.
That's
guy.
right. Dirtying him up a little bit. He's a pretty boy here and there, but you rub, good Canadian kid. Rumble, make him look a little messy and whatever.
Like a con man or something like that.
But him attached to Star Wars, are you excited about it? Does it make you more excited? Do you even care?
No,
not really.
Not really. It's not really.
He's just like a well-established actor. Like maybe to me, I only get that they're gonna bring someone like that. They're serious about making something good instead of it's Star Wars. Let's put whatever and just give it to all you guys. Like force feed it to you guys. In a sense, force feed it.
I'm gonna get into some big names.
He's gonna
in a little bit about what I'm gonna review in a bit for you guys.
Exactly. Okay, Admiral. The last thing I wanted to talk about with casting news and rumors. Well, this is not it's not a rumor. It's the Odyssey. Mr. What's his name? Nolan.
Homer's Odyssey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, his next film is called The Odyssey.
Yeah, Chris Nolan. Yeah.
And recently, and we talked about him earlier, John Barenthal, Punisher, has joined the cast.
That's a good selection.
And it's a big cast, like Zendaya. Actor. You have Tom Holland. You have Damon. You got Charlize Theron. You got Rob Pattinson. You have Hathaway. Like, just to name a few.
Big names.
I don't know how they're going to pull this off because what's he going to do? Because, he likes to go big and stuff.
You ever see Old Brother, Where Art Thou? Remember that movie?
I didn't see
the Coen Brothers?
With George Clooney. With George Clooney in it, right?
It's loosely based on the Odyssey. It's like a modern, or it's like the Iliad or the Odyssey, one of the two.
The king has Greek blood in him, and he's still, I'm not 100% with the story, but...
Nah.
There you go. He just gave me the, you're welcome face. Salute there. Thanks, Admiral.
I had to.
Thanks, Admiral.
He
had to throw that in my face, eh? Because he knows he's going to get a reaction out of the king.
That's a little touch of Easter.
But like I said, it involves Greek history and, all that mythology and stuff. But as to the detail and whatever, I don't know how he's going to pull it off. Is it going to be his own version or take on it? Is he going to stick to the material? Because
I got a feeling he's going to be a purist with it.
Like, was it going to be a 4-hour movie?
It might be a couple parts, though, man.
Hey, you might have part 1 and 2.
They could do that.
If he does it good, that's good. I'm just saying because I don't mind movie too. Like I said, I'm a little biased on that one.
Well, I look at him with what he did with the Batman.
It's either gonna sink, or it's gonna blow things out of the water. Like I saw what he did with Oppenheimer. So you know what? If you can work somehow something like that and take actual history or mythology and actually bring it to our times,
fruition.
Yes. Yeah. And if he executes it well, I'm happy about it. So that's what we got. The actors sold. I don't care.
Punisher, solid cast.
Tom Holland, Zendaya. I don't care about Zendaya too much, but even though she's a great actress, my thing was James Bernthal. Damon's in it. You got Hathaway. These are Academy winners and all that, whatever. But that's on that front. Okay, Admiral, let's get rid of the hot topics or whatever the hell. I want to get into a couple of reviews, okay? And I'm glad because one surprise, I wrote down a couple of notes of the second review I want to tackle, but he's managed to see this, but we're going to talk about that last. I want to do something quickly. I want to talk about Squid Game Season 2, okay? That came out. Did you watch the first one?
I watched part of it, but I didn't finish it.
Well, you got to watch the first one, and then you can watch this because it's going to totally throw you off. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I went into this saying, okay, first season, or year one, whatever you want to call it, success. Bona fide hit. Very good. You name it. I'm like, how are they going to top it? They already did it. He got off whatever he did. Spoiler alert. What are they going to do in this one? Like, how are they going to bring the main actor back? Because he comes back. The guy who wins it, he's the main guy back in this one. Apparently, it's several years later, and he wants to catch the guy who recruits him. So he wants to go after the person who was in charge of the whole Squid Game thing. And he's the same guy who shot the cop, which was, I believe, his nephew. I don't even know how they're related anymore. But anyways, so he wants to capture them. So he's hired a couple of goons to do so. And that's the whole movie, is pretty much him trying to find his way back to find the guy who's in charge, wearing the black costume, who's in charge of it all. He does so. So Admiral, he gets back on the island, okay? And he thinks he's going to go, and they have a plan that they're going to catch him. There's a device to track him in his tooth. Speaking about teeth.
Let's not go there.
No, yeah, right, seriously. I might have one in my mouth and I won't even know it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's probably what it is. Anyways, so that's what he goes back there thinking they're going to catch him. They're going to find where this island is, because they can't find the island, apparently. So they do so. They caught on it. They end up removing it. So now he's stuck on the island. And now he's forced to play the game all over again.
Oh, boy.
So the first game is the same. So he's thinking, okay. So he kind of tells people what to do so they don't get killed. Because every game they die.
It's not going to be the same, though.
No.
It's not going to be the same.
The first game is the same.
Yeah.
But after that,
there's no way.
This is the twist, okay? This is how they got me. And I'm like, okay, you sold me on it. Because there's only 7 episodes, okay? The guy in the mask. Nobody knows what he looks like besides the cop.
Yeah.
So this guy decides, guess what? I'm going to enter myself in the game myself. So he's one of the contestants. He's like number 1.
Oh, boy.
So he comes in, and you know that, I don't know if you remember the first thing. For them to continue on, they have to vote.
Yes.
They do the same thing. So he ends up going, and of course it's the typical struggle. People want more money. They're all gamblers. They got the wrong crowd in there, and they're all money hungry, okay? Yeah. And that's how it is. They keep on going, and then as you're watching the episodes or the shows, you're meeting these different characters, you know. You feel sorry for them, you feel whatever, and then that's what happens. One by one, they, you know, some of them get killed, okay? I'm not going to tell you who, because you can still watch it for yourselves. It gets to the point that the last guy, well, the guy who's in charge, and the guy who wants to go after him, they want to overthrow the guards and go after him, but he catches on. Nobody knows it's him. So basically, he's working with them, taking out people with machine guns.
Oh,
if you don't want to see blood, don't watch this. This thing is worse than the first one. And that's what they do. The full-scale assault in this place, and the ending is going to be like, you want me to tell you the ending or what?
Yeah, go for it. I'm not going to watch it.
He's not going to watch it. The ending, basically, guys.
He figured it out already.
He's working with them, so he's going to back up. The guy who's in charge of everything goes to back up the main character who won this lottery the last time, and they're like literally inches away from where they're supposed to go to overthrow where they think this guy is.
Yeah.
No. This guy slowly walks behind everybody, starts shooting everybody off. The guy's buddy who won it all is with them. What does he do? He actually kills his buddy and says, that's what you get for trying to mess up my game. And that was the whole, that's it. And I'm like, that's how it's going to end? That's how it ends. 7 episodes later, I'm like, what the hell?
That sounds like time that you can't get back in your life.
No, but you know what, though? It was good up to that point. I was a little disappointed, but I'm surprised how they did a story out of something that I didn't think they can top. And they topped it in violence and everything else. But the ending is what got me. And there will be a Squid Game 3, I can tell you right now, because they didn't even kill the guy who won the lottery. He let him go. That's what I'm assuming he did. Or does he continue to play the game? I don't know. Does it continue years later again? I don't know. That's how it leaves it, us all wondering, scratching our heads.
They left it open if
That's
they
right.
want to do another.
Cliffhanger.
The quest for more money.
Anyways, that's Squid Game in itself. Go in the comment section. You guys want to tell me what you guys thought? Did you like it better or whatever? Do you feel the same way I did? Or do you feel like the Admiral? He ain't going to watch it. You know? He gave up in the first one. So he's like,
bored.
No. There you go. It bored him. So you know what? No. Okay, the one thing that I was surprised that he actually saw, which I saw myself literally a couple of days ago, I watched the documentary, because this guy knows, he loves watching documentaries. I watched the odd one here and there. I go, you know what? came across it on Netflix because the King got Netflix because he wanted to watch wrestling. Long story short.
Royal Rumble. Here we go.
That's right. That's coming up. February 1st. I think it is. But anyways, whatever.
You would know.
Admiral. I got to stick to the schedule. Anyways.
Don't tell me what to do.
Have us drink a coffee there or whatever. Anyways, watch a little documentary. I don't know why I watched it. Maybe because it's only 4 episodes long. Maybe 4 hours long. I watched a little documentary of all people, which I'm surprised because I'm not a sports guy. I watched Beckham.
It was good.
Wow.
It was good.
I'm telling you, if you guys thought you knew David Beckham and what he went through, my God, this documentary covers him from when he was a kid. And you actually have footage of him playing soccer as a kid. Right to the end when he buys the soccer team and it was at Inter Miami.
Yeah.
And he gets Messi to be on there.
He started it.
Yeah. It's amazing how he goes from where he was a kid to where he ends up there. But oh my God. And it even, I forgot about, even though I was working at a soccer store, the year that he cost England was the World Cup.
Oh, the injury.
That's the key. That was near the end. When he got knocked down and he kicked the
the retaliation.
Yeah, and the guy faked it, and the guy admitted he faked it.
Yeah.
My God,
he got chastised for years.
The way the country went on him, and the way he struggled, and he kind of like toughened and went right through it. Like I don't know how you did. I would.
But they had death threats, and they were like following him, and they were. Just,
and especially when they went after Posh Spice's marriage, right? Yeah. Oh my God, like to see her perspective of why she's the way she is and what he went through and the resiliency that he went through. Admiral broke my heart. And I'm like, I felt for this guy. Like, okay, he had money, whatever, but, and it shows you what he's doing right now. He's cooking food on the grill or something, whatever.
Then you see him he goes to Madrid, he goes over to Spain and tries
having
to start over there. And it starts working, but then it's not working out, and you can see the struggles of the family. Yeah,
uprooting his family and how the family reacted, especially Posh Spice, that going to these different places.
Like I know these guys got a lot of money and everything, but there's some things that money can't buy. And honestly, what he went through and what they must have gone through as a family.
The name calling, and you know in England they go nuts, right? They're cheering what they said about his wife.
Yeah, it was bad.
I did not know what exactly was said.
Having security constantly and just like
how bad that was.
Secluded.
Admiral.
It was really bad.
But it was good overall, right?
It
surprised me. You guys have to see that on Netflix, guys. If you don't see it, you're doing it disjustice. I don't care what you think about.
The end touched my heart. The end touched the Admiral's heart.
I'm telling you, if you didn't think you're going to be bored watching David Beckham for 4 hours of him kicking us up, it's not that.
It was nice.
It's cool to see how he grew up. And I didn't even know. And I'm working at a soccer show, like I was telling you earlier, Admiral.
Well, you see him come up with Manchester
14 years
United,
old,
right?
And how close he was with Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And the relationship. And then how they got estranged and how he traded him and he didn't even want to talk to him. Like, behind the scenes of the stuff that we all saw in one particular way and viewpoint. It was good to see how he saw it and how his wife saw it and different members of his family as well, and what they went through this adversity in his career. Like I'm telling you, like
and they had a few soccer players do a couple of interviews too in there and stuff. It was pretty good.
Even stupid little things like why he cut his hair and why he didn't cut his hair and what he would do to go spend time with Posh Spice when he was staying there. Drive 4 hours just to see her for 7 minutes.
Yeah,
and come back,
or hop on a plane and go somewhere.
No, King ain't doing that. Admiral, would you do that?
The Admiral, I don't know. I'm a pretty basic guy, you know. I'd have to care a lot, you know.
No, but to go 4 hours just to see someone for 7 minutes and come back.
Hey, man, love makes you do crazy things.
But you got to also remember, guys, there was no cell phones that have the cameras that you could see each other and No, that was when there was probably, I wouldn't say pagers.
That is in the pager.
What it was that one? What? Yeah, 1990s and whatever. You forget how technology has made lives easier for everybody, and you know what? I forgive him. Maybe I would have been one of those yahoos to go do what he did and go see somebody. But you know what?
Love makes people do crazy things.
He stuck by her, and what he did to her, and for her to stick by him still, I give her credit. You know,
she's a great woman. Man.
Great woman, and he realized that, and I'm glad things worked out for him and his kids and stuff. He's happy with all that stuff. Okay, Admiral, that's enough with reviews. Now we're going to get to the main event of the podcast, because you know what? We're going to dive into something what the Admiral, and I like to call the Admiral Session reviews, and in particular a TV session review. What are we going to be tackling in this session?
Today we're doing Skeleton Crew.
There you go.
The new Disney Plus Star Wars series. I gotta tell you, King, I enjoyed this one. I really did.
So did I. So did I.
The show focuses around 4 main characters. 4 protagonists and 1 antagonist. That's the main one.
Yep.
It's set in the New Republic era, 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. Basically, the premise of the show is the main protagonist set out and discover an ancient aircraft hidden in their woods on Ad-Atten on their planet, and they're accidentally swept off into the galaxy for an adventure. So it's cool. It's kids. You know, I love
Goonies meets Star Wars.
Big time. It was cool. Like, I was a little bit concerned with the planet at first when I saw, like, okay.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off too, Admiral. We were discussing that when we first watched the first episode.
I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but then it did kind of work, you know. It worked for me. I think they did a nice job of bringing Star Wars to a new audience in this one. It's nice to see it from a kid's perspective.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. Let's talk about our main characters.
That's right, Admiral.
Character number 1, his name is Wim. Wim, he's a kid, played by Ravi Cabot Conyers. He's a boy who's not satisfied with his life on Ad-Atten, doesn't seem to conform to their customs and routines. He craves adventure and to know the universe outside. He's obsessed with the Jedi. He's always like role-playing to play Jedi. He's studying Jedi on his tablet.
One word, guys. He's a dreamer.
He's a dreamer.
Like the King and the Admiral.
Number 2, character number 2, Neil, played by Robert Timothy Smith. Neil is a Mykian alien. He's a Mykian.
Not a Mikey?
No, a Mykian.
Okay.
Or Mykian. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
It's okay. The cake. You know, you know me with pronunciations.
Tomato, right?
That's right.
He's a Mykian youngling. He's very pacifistic. He's very kind.
Okay.
He's easily controlled by his friends, but he's very loyal and loving. And he does not like conflict.
He's a follower.
He's a follower, but he's loving, and he has a lot of heart and empathy.
Yeah.
The third character, Fern, played by Ryan Kira Armstrong. She's the daughter of Farah, who's the high-ranking government official on Ad-Atten. Fern's an assertive, take-charge kind of personality with a rebellious nature. She likes to get in trouble. She's a mischievous one.
She's the leader.
She's the leader. She's not afraid to get in trouble. She's a natural leader. She's not quick to trust anyone, but is very protective of those that she cares for.
Street smarts.
Street smarts.
That's right.
And finally, we got character number 4 here, KB. Love KB. KB's partly cybernetic. She refers to some accident that she had, and she cannot do everything that everyone else can.
Yeah.
But KB's highly intelligent. She's technically proficient. She's resourceful, and she has the ability to discern truth in situations. She's a loyal and kind companion, and she'll speak her mind when she has to.
She's the Data of Star Wars.
The same thing. I didn't want to put it in here.
It just popped in my head.
I'm like, this chick
Admiral.
is Data.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it reminds. What you just said, described. I'm like, it's Data.
She's like Data, but she's human too. But she's got cybernetic components that keep her alive.
She was more human than, I'm telling you, when I saw her with the help with to replace that thing in the back of her head.
Yeah, she was.
I was like,
they built like some sort of new conduit for her. She had like a motherboard in her.
You have to think, for a couple of kids, she's smart to pour they did that liquid whatever in the sand and then come up with you look like a battery to the King and put it in the back of her head to kind of give her that she needs maintenance
here and there. Right?
It was crazy. Like when I said, I'm like, damn, I really was impressed with her.
Yeah, and then Jod, who's our antagonist? Is he a protagonist? Is he an antagonist? Jod Nanawood, a.k.a. Captain Silvo, a.k.a. Dash Zenton, a.k.a. Crimson Jack, a.k.a. Jodwick Zank, pirate, swindler, hustler.
Jack of all trades.
One may think he may have crossed paths with Han Solo the way that he was.
Yeah, Jude Law, guys.
Who is this guy?
Jude Law, right?
Jude Law. Who is this guy? He's a chameleon. He can fit into and adapt to any situation.
Yeah, you can say that.
He can manipulate you to make you feel like he's working in your best interests. Spoiler alert here, guys. He knows the Force. He can wield it. And he uses it to manipulate others' ideals about him.
Yeah.
And
boy, he did.
He's grown cold and seems to care only for money. under it all, he'll do anything to get it. You get this sense of goodness underneath it all as he exercises a lot of restraint from killing the people.
Yeah.
He had so many opportunities to shoot the
But he
kids and
didn't.
kill them, you know, and as well as other people. So he, for some reason, he kind of held back there. And it was very noticeable toward the later episodes as well.
Admiral, I think he has a code. You know how there's a code that you don't kill kids? I think that's what it might have been, more of that than why he didn't do so. Or he just didn't want to kill kids.
So these are our main characters here.
Yeah.
We also have the pirates, you know, like Captain Brutus and, you know, some of the other guys, just filler in the background, but they do serve their purpose. Some of those characters, guys, are in Mandalorian Season 3.
Yep.
On the Battle of Navarro. So you'll recognize Vane, for example. He's there. You know, you see him with Carl Weathers. You know.
That's why he looked
Paulo Creed.
Yes.
You know,
I remember
God
that.
rest
Now
his
you said,
soul.
yeah, man. We lost a lot of good guys. He was also on the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he was the president of Navarro or whatever there, right?
Yeah. The mayor. Right?
Yeah, the mayor or whatever, or what do they call Viceroy?
Yes.
Viceroy or vicar or whatever.
He's the mayor.
He's the boss.
That's it.
All right. If I'm getting it wrong, sorry, Star Wars universe. You know,
Admiral, you're
I might
on
have
par.
it exact, but I got it. Okay.
Hey, I trust every single word you say because honestly, you lost.
Sure, you want to do that?
You lost me at when you were naming off Jude Law's characters and his 50 names over there. I'm like, is he naming everything under the sun like the
This
snake?
guy, he's known all over the place, so he's been into a lot of stuff.
Jack of all trades, buddy.
Yeah. Now, what did I like about it?
Yes,
I've
tell
been
us.
going on about it for 5 minutes with the characters here.
Yeah.
Star Wars changed the intro music at the beginning. Okay, first and
Yeah,
foremost.
they
You know how
did
they had that at the beginning?
Yeah.
It was very mythical and very childlike. I thought that the music really set the tone nicely for the show to give
I
you
agree
the
with you
impression
there.
of
Yep.
the
What kind of
kids show.
The setting of the show, what's gonna.
You know, I thought it established a good mood to introduce the show. I like the concept of AT-AT and the planet, a droid-controlled mystery world, where society is completely sheltered from reality.
Yeah.
And the organic citizens are controlled by the robots. The organic beings strive to have careers serving the robots and have no real concept of the universe around them.
I agree.
The planet is protected by an electric barrier that impedes any unauthorized ship from penetrating the barrier to arrive or leave the planet.
So like a camouflage, guys.
Yeah, so it's hidden. You can't see this thing. It's not on
kind
the charts.
of like we got with Themyscira.
Yeah, and I also like...
That was cool. I like the way they did it, though. A planet inside that appeared to be another planet of some sort.
I got a continuity issue I'm going to bring up a little bit later.
Okay, King.
But, no, Admiral. You're the king.
No. King, what I mean is, King, I'm holding my thoughts to myself.
Oh, okay.
King talks to himself in the fourth person.
Just don't answer yourself.
Okay, Admiral. Yeah, that means you're going to have to put me in the crazy house just down the street
That's
over
okay,
here.
all right.
We're actually outside the crazy house.
Okay.
Just kidding. Go ahead, Admiral.
All right, back on topic
Yes.
here. We've gone off.
Yeah. King will be quiet.
Here, let me have a coffee sip. Hold on.
Drink. Because the king has his thoughts in his brain, you know? He's like collecting his thoughts
That's
slowly.
it. So, another thing that I like too was I like the thought that AT-AT is like a mythical planet. Like out there, you see from the pirates, are like, AT-AT.
Yeah. I thought it was like a legend or a myth.
It's
or
like
some
a
sort,
myth
right?
or a legend that like almost like nobody believes.
Yeah.
There was like a lore song that they sing about it in the later episodes.
Kind of like
as well.
the Greek myths that we have. Was it real or is it not real?
Yeah, so you know,
does it exist? Does it not exist?
They referred to it as in one episode as the legendary planet of hidden treasure. Right?
Yeah.
That was cool, you know, and these kids are coming up and then they got these, you know, these dataries, these Republic credits that are pure gold, and these guys are freaking out about these things when they take them to the pirate bar,
because
right?
they haven't seen them in a while, right?
Yeah, so it gets everyone's interest stirred. Like, what is this? How do you have a brand new old Republic credit?
Coin, yeah.
And they're old Republic credits.
Yeah, they're from
not from way back.
Yeah.
Right? So they have them in mint condition.
Yeah.
So if they're in mint, that means they haven't been in circulation. So there must be something with these kids. Where are they coming from?
Exactly.
Where's the money? So the pirates are onto it.
That's
The
right.
nose is now sniffing,
They
right?
smell gold.
They smell the gold.
Almost like leprechauns, man.
Exactly. And also I enjoyed the fresh sense of adventure from the perspective of children.
Yes.
You know, a lot of...
That was fresh. That was a fresh take on that, Admiral. I appreciated that.
Yeah, me too.
Because for a guy who doesn't know anything about Star Wars, Admiral, I appreciate that because that allowed me to go into your world and experience it from my perspective for once.
Yeah.
Because most likely when you watch Star Wars, you have to know what's going on and why they're doing what they're doing, right?
And what time frame they're in.
Exact
What timeline.
I have
How is
no
it relevant?
clue. That's what I liked about it.
I'm teaching them, folks.
Yes,
I'm
he is.
teaching them.
That's what I'm saying. I felt like, for a newbie, to go into this, I felt like, hey, I'm like everybody else. I'm on an even playing field with everybody.
And it's a good place to start, too, right? It was a fresh perspective.
Yes.
There were many times I felt like I was watching the Goonies in space.
There you go.
Throughout the show, especially some of the later episodes.
Yeah. Did you think there was any, like, filler episodes that they could have removed some? Because how many episodes was there total? 8?
There was 8.
Do you think they needed all 8, or could they told it in like 5 episodes instead? Because there was a couple that, did we really need them to go through what they went through?
I think the second episode when they go to the jail and get them there, that was kind of slow moving.
Yeah,
I would have maybe changed it a little bit. I would have had things happen a little bit quicker and more dramatically.
You would combine it with another episode,
yeah,
like episode 3, and kind of get it
maybe,
together.
Maybe do an hour cut instead of a 36-minute cut.
That makes that's what I felt too.
But I'd have the rhythm be a little bit. There were points, as much as I like the show Night Dude, there were some slow points. Right?
Well, every show's going to have
and that tends to happen, right? But it picks up in the right places.
Yes, it did.
You know?
I was never bored, guys. I can tell you that honestly right now.
And, you know, for me, with Goonies in space, getting back to that, where they discover the lair of the space pirate attacked Rennet.
That was cool.
With all of its booby traps and the treasures.
That was Goonie Indiana Jones to me. That's what
time.
I felt.
Goonies and Indiana Jones theme moments. The main difference is they're not searching for One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
Yeah.
But they encountered it on their way as part of their journey to discovering their way back home, right?
That was cool, the way the water went down the acid.
Yeah.
That was cool.
The line that I loved there where he goes, when KB's reading the thing on the roof.
Okay.
And then she says, you must throw in what's most precious to you. So, and in my head, I'm thinking one of them's going to have to sacrifice themselves or whatnot. He pulls out the Gold Republic credit
and he throws it
right in. It's money, of course.
Of course,
because it's a pirate, right?
That's right.
So it's gonna be money.
Got to think like a pirate.
You got to think like a pirate, not humanely.
That's right.
You know, because you would think the thing you sacrifice the most is
something
yourself.
that's important to yourself. Yeah, yourself, or something that's
pirates put money over their own life. So
true.
Throws it in, then the acid pool drains.
For it. That was cool, the way they did that, and then how it filled back up.
Very Goonies, though, with like the whole like thing. It reminded me of when Carrie Green in the Goonies is got on the bone organ there.
Yes.
And she's got the words, and she's got the riddle and everything, and she's got to do the thing in
order for it to open up. I'm telling, that was cool. That to me is what I wish they had a little bit more of that.
It's fun for the kids.
I love that. I love that. That was a good one.
And then at the beginning of episode 6, the next episode, because that one ends where they pull up the roast and they go down in the floor, right, to get away from Jod. When we discovered Jod, when Jod finds out the truth about the money and the treasure, and he knows it's all true.
Right.
He goes in there. He challenges Fern for the captaincy. She yields. He becomes the new captain, and they escape.
That was a little not shocking, but.
It was quick. It was abrupt.
It kind of like someone slapped you in the face. Like you expected it, but you didn't expect it that quick.
Yeah, and then
right,
exactly. And then the next episode 6 starts with they're on these like slides that they're sliding down.
Yes.
That reminded me of the Goonies when they find One-Eyed Willie's ship in the water slides.
Yeah,
and
that's what it reminded me too.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I thought.
I think they probably inspired from that for sure.
It's okay. You can borrow a few ideas here. It worked with what they were trying to achieve.
And you know what? It created some nostalgia for the Gen Xers like me and Georgia, or like the King over here, right?
We caught that. That's kind of like a little hint, wink, wink kind of thing.
And
little nods.
I thought that there was very good interaction between the 4 main characters as well.
Yeah, the kids, they work well, and even Jude Law, like you said, his character worked very well
with the kids.
Because you think adult kids, I don't know how that's gonna go.
He was, like I said, he was very manipulative towards them. He had them split on their feelings too, because you see Wim.
He pitted them against each other.
Wim and Neil were kind of leaning towards Jod a little bit.
Yes.
But Fern and KB, no way. KB knew right away. You're just after the treasure.
Street smart.
And Fern too. Why should we trust you?
Exactly.
If you're a Jedi, why can't you do this? Like just like
questioning,
qualifying questioning.
Yes.
Natural leadership questioning.
That's right.
As where Neil would have just followed him off a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. Lemming.
And big time. Love that term.
Lemming.
And Wim with a little bit of manipulation might have too, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I thought, it was interesting. I felt that Jude Law did an excellent job in his pirate scenes when he was interacting with the space pirates.
Yeah.
Like gradually manipulating to the point where he takes over as the leader. I thought those were great scenes.
Wicked way he worked his way to do that.
Yeah. And just thought the evolution of his character was very cool. You see him gradually going more dark, and then you find out things about him. You find out that he was discovered by a Jedi hiding in a dirt hole, and the Jedi took him and said that he had potential.
Yeah.
And he was partially trained, and then the Jedi was killed in front of him by, I'm assuming, probably by the Inquisitors who were from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
That would make sense.
They probably hunted him down because Order 66 was still in effect from Revenge of the Sith.
I was just gonna say, right? Was that the same time period that this went on? Like that when he was a kid, obviously.
It's not. Obi-Wan Kenobi is 10 years after.
Okay.
That happens 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Okay. So, but that whole series, it could have happened during that time frame. He would have been a kid then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you wonder if it lines up.
It does line up time-wise.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that it would be around somewhere within that span of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Okay.
Where Jar gets trained, and then the Inquisitors capture his master, and she gets assassinated, right?
And he's left to fend for himself.
Yeah, and he says, and I don't know if it's sincere, if he's just manipulating the situation like he did so masterfully throughout the show.
Yeah.
But he's basically saying, the galaxy is darkness with specks of light in it, and that he was a survivor and he had to fend for himself.
Yeah, because you're wondering if he's sincere about what he's saying. Is he not just saying it just to sound good, or is he saying it because he lived through it?
Exactly. And he says the only real thing is money. He's talking about cold hard credits and all this
pirates
stuff like that. So he's got the pirate mentality.
Yeah.
Now, the unsung hero of this series, the unsung hero is Droid 33 from Love 33. Thought he's a great supporting character.
Yeah, that was good.
He's like the comic relief for the show.
I was just gonna say that, the comic spy.
He's
really
the comic
spy, yeah.
Can't say I've ever heard of an AT-AT. Like little line. He kept repetitive lines that kept going over.
Yeah.
And then he'd like the way he was funny. He was good in action scenes too. Right?
Oh yeah,
he was good.
It's stupid funny. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he had good.
I had a kick every time he was on the screen. I was like, yeah, I gotta watch that guy.
It was good.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch him.
It was really good. I enjoyed that, and the show itself, it wasn't too heavy. It wasn't too dark. It was light.
Did it feel like Star Wars to you though? Because you're the Star Wars guy. For me, it was cool. Did it take you out at any point? Is this an actual Star Wars thing, or is it like some sci-fi show?
It actually felt like Star Wars to me in the sense that it's Star Wars for a new audience, and we're in different times now with new technologies. In my childhood heart, I always have a place for the original trilogy, the grittiness of it,
Yeah, because you seem to compare what comes out to what you originally saw and fell in love with, right?
I thought it captured a lot of the good elements of Star Wars.
Okay, that's the main thing. That's what I was more concerned with for you.
Yeah, it's definitely Star Wars for a new generation. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I definitely like that.
So basically what TF1 kind of did for me, this one did for you. That it introduced a lot of people to the Transformers thing, in this case, Star Wars, in an easy, simplified way that you can explore yourself and kind of get into what you want to get into.
Well, yeah, right? And now maybe the kids...
Yeah,
maybe
the ones that kids fast, right? I'm telling you, I don't know.
Maybe they got touched by the show, and maybe they'll go watch the other stuff now, People that weren't into it, maybe it'll bring Star Wars to a new audience now.
Yeah,
I liked it. I'm hoping that... Well, I'll give my theories in a minute, but... if I was going to point out anything that I didn't like...
Yeah. Your dislikes, Admiral. Tell us your dislikes.
So there is a continuity issue that I noticed.
So you can't fool the Admiral.
When they escape on the Onyx Cinder ship at the beginning from AT-AT, why didn't we see the barrier in space when they went out?
Yeah, you just saw them go straight to space and totally skip over, unless they wanted to keep that secret, Admiral, from us for the last
ambiguity, maybe, but
to maybe so it'll have a bigger impact.
There's another issue though with that.
What? Okay.
And I thought similarly, but when they come back to AT-AT, one of the characters says, "Oh, that's what the barrier looks like from the outside."
So they let it
Do you
slip that it was.
understand?
Yeah.
Unless guys,
No,
correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
you're
if
right,
I'm
because if
misinterpreting
you're going
something.
up, you're going to actually see what is as you're going up. You can't. It's not something you can't see.
They had those generators that were hanging.
But they were active though. Didn't they get damaged? How did it get through the generators?
Remember at the end
you could switch it, but who turned it off for them to go through? That's another question.
That's the other thing. Or maybe something was going on where something was coming to Adad and then they shut the barrier off.
So maybe they
shut
shut
it
at the
off.
same time.
Yeah, maybe they shut it off periodically. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I don't know. I'm just reaching here.
Loophole.
I'm reaching, right? I know.
No, hey, anything's left to the imagination.
Yeah, because
Is
I was
that a
wondering that.
possibility?
I'm watching that, and I'm like,
How do you not know what it looks like if you went? That's how you
wouldn't
went
you
up.
have to go through it to. But it's a kids show, right?
You never know.
That was one thing I was like,
That's true. Yeah.
It kind of got me there a little bit.
I agree.
And-
Yeah, because you're right. Because even when they came back on the last episode, whatever, or the second last episode, they didn't even know what their planet looked like. And you would know what it looked like when you went out.
Yeah, because you would have saw the energy barrier. They had those things hanging all over the place. Shooting
So how could you
everywhere.
not? But don't forget, at the same time, did they keep their eyes closed because they were scared?
That's also not. But how would they have? Well, we know that they would have cleared the barrier because it was an Adatan ship.
Yeah, because you saw them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that ship is an Adatan ship,
No,
so it wouldn't be. They wouldn't attack it.
No. So.
Yeah.
So were they going that fast that they did not see it? Or
Sorry, spoiler, guys. If you haven't watched it.
Oh no, this is more than
is-
that. This is like 2-3 weeks later. So you know what? If you haven't seen it, too bad on you guys.
Yeah, sorry, guys. This is a series review that we're doing. This is not an episode by episode. We're just going on about the series.
Don't worry.
Watch the whole thing.
Admiral, you do not have to apologize
Okay.
to these people on the Throne Nation here. You go ahead. This is
I'm
what
considerate of
this
you
is
guys.
This is what these reviews are. This is for you to totally dive deep into the review itself. And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, too bad.
There was another thing too.
Okay,
I
what
also
else? What
thought
else? What else got on your skin?
The acting at the end was a little bit wooden for me.
Yeah, wasn't it like generic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Fern at the end. You see KB's ship go down, right?
Yeah.
It's flying, and then you see it land, but you don't see no explosion or anything. You just hear Fern go, "No!"
And they left it like.
But
you
there's
think
nothing that happened before.
No.
Because if something bad would have happened, there would have been an explosion. It would
Exactly.
have blown up, right?
There's no way it's gonna land
So-
the way it did.
So I saw it, and I'm like, okay, why is she screaming? Because if there's no flames and no fireball, they should be okay.
Yeah.
Or there's a chance.
Yeah.
Right? So it just, that part kind of was a little
It's
bit...
conveniently, she's okay. She didn't crash as bad as we thought. Crash is a crash. Should have went boom.
Yeah, so, especially coming in hot from outer
That
space.
speed, yeah.
But then you find out 33 is a master pilot, and he leveled it out, and they saved the day.
Didn't he lose his head?
Yeah. Remember she was flying with his head there?
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
So
Because
like,
I'm
how are you flying this thing? And she's holding the head, right? She's holding the head. I got help.
I give up. Goonies.
But that's all I really got to
It's
say
possible.
about
That's all I have to say about that.
it. Now, conspiracy theories.
Yes.
Well, theories.
Mhm.
I have this theory
Okay.
that Jod might be working for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I still think that someone's above him. I agree with you there.
And I think...
Who is the question?
I think... Why... Listen.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, and Mandalorian are all in 5 ABY.
Okay.
They're all in the same timeline.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that we might discover some answers in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I think
Okay.
the 3 are going to intersect in the movie.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember something too. This is the New Republic area. The First Order is supposed to rise in, I believe it's 24 ABY.
Okay.
So there's a 19-year gap. But they need to start putting things in place to start the gradual takeover, right? Mm-hmm. So I had wondered, where's Supreme Leader Snoke right now?
Yeah, where's
Is
he
he
hiding?
still in the unknown regions on Exegol with Palpatine?
That could be.
Or
He's scheming.
Is he pulling the strings behind the scenes somehow in order to set the chess pieces in place for the First Order to rise?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And my theory about Adad, it's a cash cow. It's a mine.
It's a bank. It's a vault.
mint.
It's a vault.
They make Old Republic credits and gold. You're going to need money to be able to fund an empire or fund You know
Exactly.
So
Admiral.
I'm wondering if Snoke is going to has something to do with Ad-Aden. It's completely run by droids. The supervisor on Ad-Aden is a robot. It's a master robot.
Big
right?
stupid eye.
So it's got all the people in order. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if Ad-Aden is Snoke's piggy bank.
Yeah, because you know that
It's
money
just
has
a
to
theory,
belong.
guys.
That money has to belong to somebody.
You know, just because the way I see it, to take over the galaxy would take years because you would need to put a lot of different pieces in place.
You need resources. You need money to build an empire.
And it also makes me wonder too if Grand Admiral Thrawn from Ahsoka is somehow involved, because I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because Peridia, the planet that he's on, that he escaped from at the end of Ahsoka, is in unknown regions as well. It's in an uncharted
So maybe that's
area.
where he's headed.
So I think that Exegol, the planet where Palpatine is, and where Supreme Leader Snoke was cloned, I think they might be in the same galaxy. Guys, if I'm wrong, please correct me.
It's a theory.
These
so
are theories.
Deal with it.
This is just an opinion.
Yeah.
I think that Snoke may have made contact with Thrawn somehow.
Okay.
And I think that
Is that where he's headed after Ahsoka? He's headed towards that area?
Well, Thrawn loaded up his starship with Dathomirian witches, right? And I don't know where...
His guides.
Yeah. So, and there was hundreds of them. They put them on the ship, right? And I'm wondering, okay...
There might be a connection.
Yeah. So, you know, what's going on? You need a lot of money to establish an empire or to take over the galaxy.
Money is power, guys.
So, you know, if they can keep making their own money and...
Or if they collected all that over time and for them to put in their vault, that's what pirates do. Don't they get pirates to gather stuff?
Remember, too, in the episode when Jod goes to the vaults in the last episode? Remember he goes down? It's the second last one, actually.
Yes.
He goes down and he asks, how many vaults are there here? Like 1,100 and something. And this thing was full. It was like a Costco of credits. Right? So
piles and piles of loot.
So what's with all this money? Is it going to be used to help the rise of the First Order? Is Snoke going to come into the picture in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie and come out from behind the scenes? At least in some sort of
fashion,
fashion that where he's not like the dark force user, or where maybe he's in disguise as a politician.
Could be.
As something like that, you know.
Yeah, misleading.
Yeah, like creating deception, planting the seeds, putting all the pieces in place.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my theories, right? Or is it just Grand Admiral Thrawn that this guy, you know, because this guy, Janjawood, I'm pretty sure that's probably not his name either.
No.
He's got 5 names. He's known all over. He's got all these aliases by the Republic. He's known. You know, sometimes Imperials were known to use pirates and bounty hunters
to do their work,
to do missions and mercenaries,
so they don't get their hands dirty in a sense, right?
I almost get the feeling because Jod is force sensitive as well, he would be a very good mercenary, right?
Yeah.
He could have been hired by Thrawn at some point. There could be a connection there. He might play a greater role later on. It'd be great to cross over the 3, right?
Possibility. We still don't know what we're going to get with the Mandalorian movie.
And I really hope we don't.
Jesus. So who knows what are they going to tie up all loose ends with that?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Ahsoka has already crossed over with the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
She's been in it.
So why not another one?
That's what I mean. And now you have, from Ahsoka, Ezra Bridger, the Jedi, is now back in the galaxy.
There you go.
Because he came out of the unknown regions, out of Peridia, right? So he's back, you know, and then just Ahsoka's stuck there right now, and so is Sabine.
Thrawn's coming out.
Thrawn's already back too, and I think there's something big at play here.
I agree with you there.
You know, and I could be wrong. So that's my theory on that. As far as the season 2 on Skeleton Crew, I hope they do that. I think they will. I think it's successful. What I would like to see is there's a gap between that time period and the rise of the First Order. We already have the sequel trilogy. We need to get something going in between
to kind of fill the gaps.
Yeah, so even if you develop on these characters, these kids, as they start to get older, I would personally, I would like to see like Wim develop into someone adventurous. Maybe he discovers he's force sensitive, or he becomes a pilot. To see Atten involved in the rise of the First Order, and to develop on those characters and take them down storylines down that road, because we're going to need to connect that time frame. There has been books that have been written in between. They are books, but if they can take these characters and throw them into that story, or like juxtapose and tell the story from the other side of those kids, it would be very interesting as well to see, I think.
Well, do you think that Jude Law's character could be the father of somebody important down the line, or previous, or some sort of connection? That maybe he was left behind. Like, was he an orphan? I don't know.
There is a rumor.
Because that's what I'm saying.
There's an Obi-Wan rumor. Okay. In the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan fell in love with a woman. I can't. Guys, help me out. I can't remember.
Don't
the name
even
of the
ask
character.
the king.
I can't remember the name of the character. But there's a rumor of a storyline where he had a child when he wasn't supposed to have a child.
So could that be the kid?
It could be, but this is not canon that I'm saying.
No. Okay.
It could potentially fall along the line. It would make him a bit older than Han Solo, though, and I don't know if that would work.
He'll be older than Han Solo, right?
Yeah,
but that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think that there's any chance, and this is, I don't know because I don't know the timeline, this is just something you can shoot it down because I know you will. Is there a chance that he can be connected to Han Solo somehow, like being his father?
No.
Okay, it's the other way.
No. Han would be a little bit older or the same age as him.
So maybe a brother?
I don't know.
That's the only thing I'm thinking. Like, could he be related to him? Because they're almost kind of like similar, but not similar to each other.
I think they wrote Jod that way, though, to have that character. I don't know if they're...
Is it because, they wanted someone to kind of like resemble Harrison Ford's character, Solo, so we can kind of follow...
I think so. I think they wanted to have a swindler, like it's
a scoundrel.
You need to have a scoundrel in Star Wars. It's needed. Right?
Yeah, because it's a polar opposite of what the kids are. Innocent, adventurous, don't know what's going on, kind of like, whoa, this is new to us.
Well, exactly, right? And I hope that they do a season 2.
I hope so too, because what, I enjoyed it. Man.
I actually liked it.
I was very surprised because me, I'm not going to say I'm a Star Wars fan, but I enjoyed it. I think it's one of the better produced Star Wars put together from beginning to end.
Yeah, I like that.
You mentioned the other ones, the Acolyte. Like I was. That got me angry, and I'm not even a diehard Star Wars fan. Okay, I'm like,
the Admiral's not going to say a word about the Acolyte, folks.
Come on, twin sisters.
I got nothing to say about
witches.
That show, so.
All right, I think episode 1 was the best episode, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And after that,
no comment.
I'm like, what did you guys make me watch? The King's beard got more gray than it should have from watching that. Okay, that's what I have to say. It aged the King. I'm like, what did you guys do? Like. And you spent so much money on it?
I just the premise. I read the premise and the storyline, and I haven't.
Did not translate. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, I haven't watched it. I have no interest in.
Well, you know what? You're not missing much.
There's just too much controversy about it, and I want to stay out of it. So
in a way, it's good because maybe if you watch that, it would taint you wanting to watch what you just watched, Skeleton Crew, because a lot of people, because of what happened with that, they don't want to watch it. They're going to watch Andor, no problem, because that was done amazing.
I love Andor. Andor's great.
Just like The Mandalorian. You kind of got people a little off, especially season 3. It's like, what happened? But whatever. And then you gave us that, and I was like, no.
Yeah, like, this is different, though. Like, Skeleton Crew, they
different
made it
kind
for
of
the kids.
Animal, but it was Star Wars still to the core.
It really was.
And he can only give you an honest opinion more than the King, because the King, like I said, I'm a casual viewer of Star Wars. Like, I watch anything that's good. He has Star Wars in his blood. That's why, you know what? He's like a Jedi. The King? No. He's like a Force ghost. Shows up whenever you want to and books it.
You definitely have the beard for it.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Or who's Obi-Wan's master?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I look like more like Obi-Wan. I almost look like it. No, I don't.
Like
King looks like the King.
Red
Anyways. But yeah, no, guys, so any final thoughts so we can wrap up your Admiral session, Admiral?
Final thoughts, guys. It's a good one to watch it with your kids. Enjoy it. It's Star Wars. just have fun with it, enjoy it.
Mhm.
It was fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope that they build on it. I think it's a good start for something different.
Perfect. So you give it a total thumbs up and a pass.
Thumbs up and a good pass.
And a recommend.
And the recommend.
And even the king will give
it the double salute.
There you go. And of course it's king approved. Stamp. Boom. Done. Right? There you go. So he gives you approval. All right, guys, before we let you go, because I know we're running a little longer here, what do you call it? I just want you guys to keep on watching, moving forward. Myself and the Admiral, we're very busy people. We got lives, just like you guys do. Moving forward on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, the podcast episodes are going to be dropping every Sunday, not Saturday. And then if we're very not busy, especially me, we're going to do a couple of clip out episodes or videos. So if you didn't have time to watch us from beginning to end, we're going to cut our favorite segments out and post them on separate videos so you guys can enjoy them in little portions, If you guys like what you saw in the clip outs, maybe we'll do the whole entire podcast. We'll do them in sections that you can watch a little video at a time if you want, but most likely I'm going to stick to the main subjects or segments like the Admiral Sessions or something that I'm planning on hopefully in the next month or so, or maybe soon.
Give us your feedback in your comments.
Let us know.
What do you prefer?
Exactly, because the main topics are not related to what's going on, or it could be, but we're going to discuss a whole bunch of cool stuff coming your way, man.
If you guys like the way we freeball it, just, let us know.
Comment section. You let the king know below. Did you guys like what you watched? You didn't? Whatever. Either way, any of the subjects or topics we talked about or what we didn't talk about, if you want to bring something to our attention, because trust me, we've seen it. We just don't have enough time to discuss every single thing that happened in the world. We brought you guys what we thought was the important things for us to discuss of the week, or we wanted to talk about, and then get your opinions too. All right, Admiral.
All right.
I think we're done, right?
That's right.
Okay, guys. Well, like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other videos, reviews, you name it, the works. There's going to be out-of-theater reactions coming your way. The next one we're going to go see is Captain America, the new one. So,
Can't wait for that one, King.
It'll be not opening weekend or whatever, but a little bit in the week. And then, of course, we'll give you our immediate reactions out of the theater, and then we'll give you our official review on the podcast. So, remember, Sundays moving forward, you'll find us here on YouTube. But usually about 9 o'clock is when I do it on Sunday. So you guys can do what you got to do. You can do your own thing on Sunday, but you can watch us too. So, Admiral, we're out of here. So take it easy, guys. Be the hell good. Stay off the king's throne. Don't bug the Admiral because he's going to come after you.
It gets cranky.
All right?
It gets cranky
all right, guys.
sometimes.
Take it easy. We're out of here.
Ciao, YouTube land.